Wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call am hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun la wa mo la mo do. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun la wa mo la mo do. Maiyegun diary.
Hello there. Good evening to you, good morning to you, good afternoon to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Maiyegun live.
Glory YouTube. Maiyegun diary. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Thank you. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun today. And just to put your mind at rest, for everyone who is asking, is it true that the UK government has prescribed IPOB or designated IPOB as a terrorist organization? The answer is no. UK government, Home Office, or any branch of a UK government did not or has not designate IPOB as a terrorist organization. I will touch that tonight. And in fact, I actually have a lot to share on that, just to bring us back the memory lane, especially for those who have now been kind of sucked into the propaganda that is currently flowing everywhere now. You probably will need a little bit of a memory jig or rejig for you to know that those of us who actually admired, support, and respect the advocacy of IPOB from far. We never see any sense of violence with them. Even when Nigeria unleashed the worst kind of violence on them, and they killed and killed and killed while the world watched, they never retaliated. But things changed the moment they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya. And the propaganda machine went to work. And it seems that it is working in the favor of Nigeria as we speak. And to some of you who have ignorantly, I'll use that for now until we get to that part, ignorantly supported the criminals called unknown gunmen, the known criminals. And some of you who live in denial for so long, and to some of you who probably just live in your own world, when you continually glorify murderers, arsonists, criminals who are committing crimes against Igbos themselves, and then you thinking they are doing it as a retaliation for what Nigeria has done. I would use a bit of my time tonight to educate some of you, even though you still do what you would do. But some of you would now know that there is something called a digital footprint. You may deny now, even though it is obvious that majority of you have no clue about the origin of these criminals masquerading as unknown gunmen. But you have ignorantly supported them, promoted them, thinking it is for your own cause. It is boomeranging. But maybe a little education can tell you to simmer down. Again, even at that, it will still never justify the lies, the propaganda, the money being spent to continually blackmail and blacklist IPOB. And some of you are buying it. Maybe a little time with me tonight can at least enlighten you a bit, shed light on it, and help you to understand exactly what is going on before you yourself become a victim of what you support. In this case, Nigeria propaganda. I'll get to that part. How about we start? Normally, last night, I think I told everybody that I'm going to be presenting tonight in Yoruba. But a lot happened today that I feel like my audience will need this message widely. Then, yeah, I will have I'll have a segment for my Yoruba brothers and sisters, especially when it starts to do with the message that is majorly for us. But for this one, it concerns everybody. Politico. So if you are just joining me, do us a favor. Yeah? Share the broadcast. Again, invite your friends. Tell everybody that should be here. That Maiyegun is shaking you. Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun today. And yes, we like Maiyegun today. Baba Maiyegun. Maiyegun mami. And yes, we like Maiyegun today. Nijo Ibadi yeah. Maiyegun mami. And yes, we like Maiyegun today. Presido Barusi o. Maiyegun mami. And yes, we like Maiyegun today. Gómìnà kówó jẹ. Ayé ìṣúra. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Ayé ìṣúra. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin òwò. Ayé ìṣúra.
Thank you. I bet most of you, or if not all of us, have read the news that the Central Bank Governor of Nigeria has just purchased his own 100 million naira APC presidential form. That is $270,000 or thereabout. For a form to be president of Nigeria, of the same country that Emefiole, Godwin Emefiole, helped APC, Egbekegbe, and Buhari to destroy and ruin, and then the audacity to even violate his own CBN Act. There's a law. Ordinarily, there should be a law that guides the office of the Central Bank of Nigeria, which is meant to be independent, so to say, monetary policy maker for the country, and at the same time, the minting machine for the country. So whoever is in charge of that is not expected to be partisan. It's not expected to be political, because your job is to keep the economy, the currency of your country stable. But in the case of Emefiole, it is the opposite. There is one of their laws that says that as a central bank governor, well, as a civil servant, if you want to run for political office, you have to resign from your current position. All this while, when they decided to sell off Nigeria, sell off your destiny, sell off your future, the future of your children, sell off your jobs, sell off your housing, sell everything that could make you feel human, including your security. The people in charge, oh man, APC, Egbekegbe, is like a cancer. And the way it spread, it will take over. When the cancer spread on its hosts, it's deeper and deeper, even deeper than where you can imagine, to the point that even institutions that are meant to be apolitical, in order to gauge the what do you call it, the moving and what have you of a country or otherwise, they have all been compromised with Buhari and APC, Egbekegbe. In this case, you have been duped. And your con artists, the people who scammed you, have gained so much notoriety that they don't give a damn even if they are violating your law. The same one that some of you are pretentiously waiting to use to kick these criminals out. You can continue dreaming, you can continue hoping, but they have taken over everything that could, every fabric that could make a country at least pretend to be a country. Your Nigeria is no more a country. It is now a fiefdom run by cabals who are totally above your law. And once lawless people are trying to enforce law and order, what do you get? Chaos. And that's exactly the state where Nigeria is as we speak. We'll take them one by one. When they said that PDP was looting Nigeria, when they said that Dasuki was sharing money meant for the purchase of arms in order to fight the Boko Haram and all of that. And the moment Buhari came in, he left two most important witnesses in this fleecing and scheming allegedly done by PDP. As a Nigerian yourself, even if you didn't vote for Buhari at the time, you probably somehow have a bit of maybe it can surprise you, especially with the lies of integrity they told you about him at the time. So they arrested those they will arrest. It was a jamboree, it was like a charade at the time, you know, as well. But they left the man who was releasing the billions, including in dollars, Emefiole. How many of you still remember that Emefiole was the central bank governor under Goodluck Egbere Jonathan? Well, I bet most of you remember, right? Now, how many of you also remember that Buratai the Butcher was also part of Goodluck Egbere Jonathan's defense at the time, working with Dasuki? Oh, I bet many of you remember that too. Well, as much as they told you the atrocities of those criminals at the time and the punishment coming after them at the time, which never came as well, right? They kept two prominent eyewitnesses, two prominent criminals. Emefiole was one of them and is still one of them. How could money disappear from the vault of the vault of the federal government inside the Central Bank of Nigeria. When Emefiole, the central bank governor, continued to doctor the book, even when they were borrowing money to pay salary, Emefiole, under Goodluck Ebere Jonathan, they was able to what? To patch up and patch up and patch up until Buhari came. So they kept him. So when Buhari came in, $1 to a naira was pretty much like $1 to 199 naira under this Emefiole Central Bank. Under this same Emefiole Central Bank with Buhari, the debt of Nigeria before they came in was put at somewhere around 8 and 13 trillion naira. And between 2015 and 2022, today, with Emefiole still in charge of your central bank, the debt of Nigeria has now been confirmed to be over 43 trillion. 43 trillion naira, over $120 billion. Your naira to $1 now is 580 naira to $1. And with Emefiole devaluing your naira by over 500% was for the betterment of Nigeria. It was under this Emefiole with Buhari that they came with the propaganda of they were dealing with China, and then they were going to be trading in yuan. So they depleted your foreign reserve by $10 billion, and they handed that over to China for China to give them yuan, and in that regard to further help them crash the dollar. All these scams were put together by Emefiole. There's something called Anchor's Borrowers Program. Anchor's Borrowers Program is also the central bank project of Emefiole. They said after the Buhari's government locked all the border, closed all the borders, right? They wanted to help the farmers to grow food. Emefiole spent 1.3 trillion naira on God knows who's and farmers, right? Only for them to bring about unprocessed bagged rice into Abuja for display after 3 years of spending 1.2 to 1.3 trillion naira. In all of that, they barely recovered 100 billion naira from that investment under this Emefiole. I mean, it got so bad, yeah, that even the mainstay of the Nigerian economy, as they say, with something that gives them forex all the time, which happened to be the oil. Under this Emefiole, before Buhari came in, they said that more than 20% of the Nigerian crude oil is being stolen by illegal bunkerers. And guess who are the illegal bunkerers? Retired generals, politicians, members of the NDDC, and so many other of these roads. Nigerian Navy, who are guiding all these big vessels to the IC from the creek in Niger Delta. So even at that, they said it was around 20% of the Nigerian crude being stolen. And between 2015 and 2022, under this Emefiole, ladies and gentlemen, and this Buhari's government, as much as insecurity has escalated, as you all know, yeah, so as the oil thief, the stealing of oil in Nigeria, from 20% to over 80% of the Nigerian crude oil being stolen freely. And yet, the same countries that are borrowing you money, the same country that Emefiole are taking Nigeria to, and the rest of their team, the rogues, the same countries are collecting and receiving the stolen crude oil. They know them because the big men behind them, they are those. So when you talk about the destruction these people brought, 1.3 trillion naira spent on Anchor's Borrowers Program, and yet today, a bag of rice is over 25,000 naira. Your standard of living has completely fallen. You know that. Joblessness has increased so terribly from about 13 million unemployed Nigerians, as they claimed in 2015, which even this evil APC Egbekebe used to campaign at the time, 13 million unemployed Nigerians to over 80 million unemployed Nigerians today. things are falling completely terribly bad, that Nigeria have now lost virtually over 80% of our revenue to thieves. Therefore, the little that is left, they have to use that to service debt. The same debt, loans they took and they stole. So look at that complication. So the characters who brought this upon you are bringing out the money, and they have a price tag, 100 million naira, $270,000. Just like that, 100 million naira to be president of a ruined, destroyed country. A governor came out and he said, Nigeria is done for. And this is not a joke. And that governor is Godwin Obaseki of Edo State. He said, Nigeria is done for, that Nigeria have lost more than 80% of our revenue base. And if you want to understand what that means, right? Shebi, you have the numbers. To you are a big country and this and that, as they make you believe, because you have the number. But the truth is this. If you have more than 80 million to 100 million people unemployed, and you have another more than 60 to 80 million people who are underemployed, and you are living in a high inflation country where your inflation rate is over 1,000%, at the end of the day, people will have no job. And when people have no jobs, their own, what they call the spending power will automatically what? Collapse, reduce. And government have no business, you know that. Government only have to take from you by whatever name they want to call it. Tax, fine, tax, this, that, whatever they want to call it. And government can only tax you if you are making money, if you are working, if you are doing a business, if you are buying. That's what government makes money from. When more of you are living from hand to mouth, and less of you have the capacity to actually purchase, then the currency you're actually using to even purchase is completely devalued. What that means is that your country will be poor because your government will be very poor. And that's exactly what happened to Nigeria. They have a budget. Listen to this. Nigeria, they will write a budget. They will naturally create the loopholes to loot the money, right? Nothing to come back into that same economy for them. They are not creating any job. They are not creating any wealth. They are not creating anything. They are just stifling it. The same people from until they will squeeze you like they are squeezing stones. So they have a budget of 20 trillion naira. 20 trillion. From the entire budget, even themselves and their economists, they came together and they said, if they squeeze you, if they strangulate you, even if they try to kill you, the last that will come from the entire 210 million Nigerians, is going to be 5 trillion naira. 5 trillion, which means they will have to go and borrow 15 trillion elsewhere. And every time they go out to go and borrow, they will give them the condition that you don't get anything, you are just a beggarly nation. Therefore, you can't put your currency beside ours, nothing to back it up. You know what? You need to go and devalue it. And you wake up the following morning, even you doing legitimate businesses, you wake up the following morning and then you realize that the market has changed again. Because the thieves, they have gone borrowing again. So it's a vicious circle in this regard. And the guys behind it, even if they are lying to you, giving you these bogus figures, bogus hopes, if you have sense, you will realize that all they are asking you to do for them is just to validate them for another time in order to further strangulate you. So you have a chance, you have the pen, you have the paper, sign your own death warrant. It's your choice. Or you tear the entire paper and then make your own decision, as many of us have decided. We will never be part of this. A country that no longer has anything to actually care for his own people. But the rogues who brought this upon you, they are tired of hiding. They are now coming to the open confidently. And I remember, like I said, when Obaseki said Nigeria is broke, no money. Listen, it has gone so bad that they have to start printing extra money to balance up the monthly allocation that they ask all the states to come and to always go and collect in Abuja. And Obaseki said it as a member of APC Egbekegbe at the time. And you bet he was attacked until Emefiole came out to confirm. Listen.
The major oil companies, Shell, Chevron, who are the ones producing, they are no longer investing as much in oil. Chevron is now one of the world's largest investors in alternative fuel. Shell is pulling out of Nigeria. So in another year or so, where will we find this money that we go to Abuja to share every month? Last month, we got FAC for March. The federal government printed an additional 50 to 60 billion to top up for us to share. We say remove subsidy. They say no. This April, next week again, we'll go to Abuja, we will share. By the end of this year, total borrowings, the total we have borrowed is going to be in excess of 15 to 16 trillion. And my worry is that we wake up one day, like Argentina, the Naira will be 1,000, 2,000, it will be moving. Because we don't, you can imagine a family, you don't have money coming in, you're just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing without any means or idea of how to pay back.
Now, I hope you get that. Buhari's government, Emefiole's Central Bank of Nigeria, who is encouraging this fleecing and then duping and looting under this APC, Egbekegbe. They have no plan of paying back whatever they take or borrow. You will feel the brunt. Yeah? Your taps will remain dry. Your electricity will remain off. Infrastructures you are dreaming about, they will continue to elude you. They will continue to bring you locomotive, dead trains of 1800s as the new development in 2022, 21st century. You continue to live in that mirage that maybe it's going to be better sometimes, because you see the wreck these guys have done. Like I told you before, they need people to cover them up. So they condemned Obaseki. One day you're going to wake up, of course, now. You're going to wake up and see that Naira to £1 sterling to your Naira is going to be maybe 1,000 Naira to a pound, 2,000 Naira to a pound. Shebi 7 years ago, it was 210, 240, between 210 and 240 Naira to a pound. It was in 2015. Abi, today, it is over 750 Naira to a pound sterling. And with the way they are now going, with the level they are going to loot and steal for this their fraudulent elections that they are asking you to come and validate, there's possibility that before your May 2023, a Naira to your pound sterling, a pound sterling to your Naira could be between 1,000 or 1,100 Naira or 990 Naira. I won't be surprised, because the rogues are already even sharing money to their delegates in dollars. Do you know who is going to provide the dollars? Emefiole. They are printing money, but they are not telling you. Some of you are praying for a better Nigeria. These rogues, they have murdered Nigeria.
Want to shore up their economy and take them out of recession. Nigeria is unfortunately in a very bad situation. I'm not going to pretend about it, in the sense that we are facing problem about productivity output, which is GDP. Luckily, we managed to just come out of it with a hair's breadth. And we are working very hard to see how we can not only have our head above water, but get our waist above water. That is what we are focused on right now. And of course, we're also confronted by issues of inflation and prices and the rest of them. And so for us to begin to see that some people playing some games, trying to come up with overheating this polity, talking about printing of money, I think is very unfortunate and totally.
Do you get that? That's the shorter past I could get. I couldn't get the longer version as before. And they say, yeah, of course we print money. The big economy in the world, they are printing money to come out of COVID-19, this and that. Oh, well. That's fair enough, Fabi. But it's not. Then suddenly this guy is still your central bank governor. And he wants to be the president of Nigeria, even when their law is totally against it. So the money laundering they are doing behind the scene, they don't want to do it behind the scene anymore. They want to do it they are actually doing it now in public. And they are looking at you and daring you to say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You are conquered already. You know what I mean? That is why when people continue to say one Nigeria, you probably would need to ask them to explain what they mean by that. The unity beggars, so to say. Because to them, the unknown gunmen who probably have received their own share from Emefiole, they came out to say, if you don't make Emefiole your president in 2023, APC, wala go deo. I didn't say it. They did.
After a week tour in the creeks in the Niger Delta, and after due consultations and meetings with the Niger Delta Freedom Reserve Force, which is the only standing fight force in the region, wish to make the following points clear. 1. Firstly, we must state clearly that we are not a force against the federal government, or we are not a separatist movement. We are agitating for better life and inclusion from government. We have made up our mind to join the politicking process, and we are tired of the recycling politicians in the system. Politicians are like men trying to chase women, promising everything on earth just to get her and doing nothing afterward as promised. We are tired of these games. The names flying around and carefully checking their background, we have settled for the governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiole. If he is truly contesting and the rumors are true, although we don't know him, that he looks like a gentleman who will keep to his words, and most importantly, he is not a politician. We took this decision because he has used his office to create programs to eradicate poverty, and so many programs also in agriculture. We believe that if he is given the opportunity, he will bring meaningful development and help the economy get back on its feet. We are willing to surrender our arms as solidarity on confirmation of Emefiole as the presidential flag bearer of the All Progressive Congress APC. We will in turn protect pipelines and contribute in stopping kidnapping and illegal bunkering in the region. Aisa! Yeah! Aisa! Yeah! Is that coming here? Finally, we appeal to those with the title of party delegates for the forthcoming presidential primaries. When you get to Abuja, as you are receiving your dollars, check your conscience and vote for Godwin Emefiole, who we strongly believe can solve the problem of this country and the Niger Delta, most importantly in the Niger Delta region. Thank you, General Jack Feinberg, for the Niger Delta Freedom Reserve Force. Ah, come here!
One moment. I think we have an issue with the audio earlier, aren't we? Let me know if the audio is back. Right. So is it okay? Sorry about that. Something just something just happened there, and good enough. Yeah. So I was saying that these are the characters that are now endorsing the candidacy, or let me say the aspiration of Emefiole. Well, it is what Nigeria has become, so to say. The bar has been lowered beyond anything. But the bottom line is that, like I said before, you are going to get over 35 people that are going to be paying 100 million naira for APC, Egbekegbe's bazaar, open money laundering scheme. But one man who feels like it doesn't really matter. If they like, they can get up to 100 people to come and pay 100 million. According to him, that is Tinubu. Let's see who is going to win. Just in April, I remember, I don't know if you all remember this as well. Sometimes in April, Tinubu was with these people who he claimed were governors who endorse him. Some of them are declared. Some of them are now declaring, by the way.
Ashwaju is currently meeting with 14 APC governors. You have Ganduje going around shaking hands. You have Yobe State Governor Malbuni there. That is Kebbi State Governor Bagudu. That is a Kashif Imam. That's Governor Yotola, who came in this morning. This is Lalong of Plateau. With Bagudu, with Sanwo-Olu, Selebu. And that is Governor Yotola over there. That is Nasiru Malam Erufai. That is Magnoza Bay with Kashif Imam.
Some of them are now declaring also, okay? That's not that. There are also women too. Yeah, that's actually not where I'm going. The what I'm going to, because talking about Emefiole and thieves coming out to flaunt their stolen wealth, promising just same thing, coming to save you and protect Nigeria. How many of you remember the grass cutter, Babashir Lawal? The first three political appointments made by Buhari when APC Egbekegbe came to power in 2015. Do you remember him? Babashir Lawal. Yeah, he was he's the former secretary to the government of Nigeria, who was in charge of rehabilitating, rebuilding, and then this or that or resettling of the victims of Boko Haram from the northeast of Nigeria, Babashir Lawal. And within a space of 6 months, before Buhari appointed his ministers, Babashir Lawal have already stolen more than 1.6 billion naira meant for the people who are the victims of the Boko Haram. In his effort to cover this up, when the Saraki Senate was investigating him, Babashir Lawal, in connivance with the Nigerian Air Force, decided to go and bomb the IDP camps in Ran and a few other places to cover their track. And they said they were accidental bombing. They've done many of that afterwards anyway. That Babashir Lawal was eventually sacked, if you remember, by fake Pastor Ruga when he was the acting president when Buhari was in London. Like the vegetable, right? Good. That Babashir Lawal never stood trial. He's still never standing trial. Is the leader in APC, Egbekegbe. And as they say in Yoruba, it is the same Babashir Lawal who actually they mobilized to go and get and pay for Tinubu's presidential form. Are you following me? One weary is dropping a comment right there on Facebook. Maiyegun, you need to tell everybody that the next thing right now is a revolution to go and start this and that. Stop deceiving the people. If you have that idea of how the revolution is going to be, what are you doing on Maiyegun's Diary Politico when you should be running a live program on your own platform there? And that's why some of you are those who always kind of come on social media to brag, empty barrels who come on social media to brag here and brag there. And after that, you run into your own, you run into your cocoons. We will kill them. We will fight them. We will defeat Nigeria in 24 hours or day. Bunch of days. Maiyegun, why don't you talk about how we are going to fight? Why don't you go and start out and show us how to do that? And you will tell some of you mad people who are actually like somehow have access to internet, and you have infiltrated the social media enough that unfortunately you actually have people who listen to you. Meanwhile, some of you, when they drag you out where you are hiding in your different colo and everywhere, they will realize that. So now this way they tell us, say, we need to get gone, we need to mobilize this, we need to kill this, we need to kill that. So now this idiot, now the thing be this where they listen to. And then the moment when they start killing the people that you are going to lure into that, people who didn't even know that you are actually like, you probably like non-existing moron who have access to internet. People who don't care, right? I'll come back to you because I have a section for that on the issue of the IPOB. So get ready to tell me how to tell people to go and get ready and get guns to fight Nigeria from the corner of your dirty rooms where all of you are there right now making all those empty threats. I'll come back to that. So it is the thief, Babashir Lawal, who is now putting money, who put money together, by the way, to go and buy form for Tinubu in solidarity. Are you with me? So right before your eyes, we're talking about thieves who brought us to this state today. And they are no longer afraid. Abi no be Buhari, no be the same Buhari pardoned, convicted thieves just a few weeks ago. Now, you have this Babashir Lawal, the man who is paying for Tinubu's presidential form. Which phone?
What does it tell Nigerians about the candidacy of Senator Ogbonaya
Every Nigerian knows that he is the man, and I can assure you that the presidency of Nigeria on 29th May 2023 Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
There are more than 17 presidential aspirants on the platform of APC at CBN. What is the chances of a former
Well, if we are not sure we have a chance to win this election, we will always have 100 million naira. Everybody is going to buy 100 million naira. He had the money. But as far as we are concerned, we are contributing to the requirements.
Yes, look at that phone.
How much is 100 million naira? Ashwaju is a leader of this and that. But I'm just trying to put together for you the characters that are involved in this open money laundering and their track records. And then you can then judge and see, oh, no wonder Maiyegun said that it's all waste of time and nonsense. Exactly. So why should you then be interested in their nonsense and say, let us consider, let us this and that? They have committed serious crimes against you. Human rights crimes, economic crimes, and so many other crimes like that. And they are bold enough to walk about because nobody's going to, they are never going to be held responsible for that. So that is part of that, especially the one, I actually pick one again, which I wanted to share with you earlier. It is those who claim to be progressive thieves in Yoruba land, and their own type of progressive ideology. One of them is also running to be governor in Yoruba land.
Remember you win, no,
this one don't be governor. Ask him. Meantime, we start our struggle.
The struggle, since you don't see him again,
why I don't go see him?
No, it's just surprised to see him.
We surprised. If we didn't do what we did, you think you go to the office now?
What did you do? What did you do? You can't do that. You can't work for because I didn't do anything before. You don't work right in the history of Nigeria, where Nigeria.
If we didn't do it, you go get opportunity, they do road, they do project. People, they call him Mr. Project. And then they come out for road. If we don't do this place like this, you.
What is the essence of if you don't do? If you don't do? From Ekiti to Akure road. Don't worry
about that one. It is because we are solid Democrats.
Sure, you get that? Don't worry about that. We are just proper Democrats. That's what they tell the average ignorant Yorubas as well. Do you know what we did? If not because of us, Yorubas will not be where Yoruba is today. Do you know what we did? But there is no road between Akure and Ondo. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Yeah, I know, but don't worry. But what we did is that, if not because of what we did, he's talking about them fighting Abacha. He himself being the director of Radio Kudirat, if you all remember that. And these are the charlatans that are speaking grammar, that are saying they are going to lead Nigeria to where? To hellfire. So follow them. Oh, now your choice. Oh, me, I'm not. See, listen. People have told me that Maiyegun, you can call yourself a libertarian, even though I haven't taken my time to go and check the meaning of that. Libertarian, somebody who just is about live and let live. And that actually fits into my character. My personality and my personnel, I don't know. Yeah, is it personnel? Personnel. Those who love to be grammatical and all that. Live and let live. As long as your choice is not hurting anybody. As long as your comfort is not to discomfort others. And then as long as you are responsible enough to be responsible for your own decisions. I mean, you can make a choice to be a sadist, an hateful lot. Somebody who hates the world. Somebody who believes that the whole world is against him or her. There are people in that capacity who have also joined the conversation around the injustice in Nigeria. Somebody like me, I'll speak out against any injustice. You know why? It is not because I love those who are suffering the injustice alone. It is because I can speak up now before I also become a victim when I won't be able to speak again. Also, if I learn to speak out, when I also become a victim of this injustice by enemies, right, I also have people to say that is unfair. And that is, that can come from that part of you that is human. Something that is not judged by whether you are a Christian or a Muslim, whether you are rich or poor, whether you are educated or illiterate, as they will say, whether you are powerful or powerless, whether you are Igbo, Hausa, Fulani, Yoruba, whatever you are, but something that will hit you as human and say, that is unfair. I come from that carving as a person, a libertarian. Is that what they call it? A libertarian. Somebody who just feel like, are you a Christian? Or you are a Muslim? Or you don't have any religion? You are human. Can we just run things as humans first before anything else? And that was what got me interested in the IPOB, ladies and gentlemen. I am not somebody who actually appreciates violence. I am also somebody who believes that nobody knows it all. Do you get that? No one knows it all, and you can only learn one or two things about everything if you pay attention to this. What did the IPOB want? I told people, I said, Nnamdi Kanu may be talking tough. We will bring fire and brimstone. We will destroy Nigeria. We will use truth to destroy Nigeria. If Nigeria come for us, we will do this and that. But he's not daft. He is not stupid. He is using the power of rhetoric to drive through his message. And as long as it could not be linked to any form of violence, he's committed no crime. But Nigeria is a place that easily you are going to subconsciously, even without knowing, you are going to join them and blame a victim of a system, because that's how Nigeria is kind of psychic, conditioned. So it takes a lot to see through it. Because you see, that conditioning, they come from so many things. Many of them I listed earlier. Class, social class, tribe, religion, association, and things like that. The veil of conditioning Nigerians to always be willing and ready to condemn victims and defend the aggressor is always there. So it takes a lot to see through. And when you see through, it now takes so much to convince others to see. And that is why I call it a thankless job. I have been asked many times, waiting be your business with Biafra. So this Maiyegun, you don't turn to Biafra now. It's no longer Yoruba. It's no longer about Nigeria. It's no longer about Buhari. I said, I talk about everything. And that's some kind of a give verdicts to the Buhari idiots, the side barbarians, the Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, Buhari, the Notus, Buhari, the Jatus, Buhari, Shukus, the Ungos, Yaris, the Unekaris, obedient, full, sophisticated morons, on boot slaves, and, all of them. What exactly are you talking about again today? I talk about a lot. When I see the injustice, before I become a victim, before you become a victim, I will talk about it. And when you deny it or live in denial of it, I can always use you as an example when you become a victim too. There was nobody attacked. There was no one threatened. The only time that the propaganda against IPOB always seems to be coming from outside this world. Like, what is going on? It's always when an election is happening. Some of you have never paid attention to that, have you? They were campaigning, advocating, call it making mouth, and the rest of that, but they were peaceful. They were peaceful. Nobody will say they were threatened by anything to do with IPOB or Biafra until when they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. And like I said, many of you from all, especially those of us who are outside that Biafra land, who only rely on what we read, never took time as well to do our own, personal investigation. See beyond the social media noise and all of that. See beyond the media hype and then propagandas. Do your thing. There are raw information out there that gives credence to why IPOB continue to wax stronger despite the conjured lies of their violence tendencies and all of that. Then they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. When they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, the section of Nigeria expected that there will be riots. There should be something happening. I mean, these guys can't just keep quiet again. This is the second time. You should do something. That was when people with mental health issue, bunch of low lives, mentally disturbed others, and some of you who are clout chasers. That was when you took debate and you did not pay attention. Unfortunately, every Tom, Dick, and Harry is now fighting for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and justifying every madness they display on social media. Yeah? And unfortunately, they actually have their listeners too. They have people, some of you, who actually seem so responsible in your private lives and all that. Some of you who joined the advocacy for the Biafra after Buhari APC Egbekegbe opened the old wound. The no winner, no vanquish rhetoric of a Gowon of 1970. The unhealed wound of the genocide. Buhari opened it too. I'm telling you, Buhari opened that old wound by going after IPOB as a small target for them in order to complete the murder that the whole world forced them to stop in 1970. Some of you supported IPOB because of this injustice. You are Biafrans, you are Igbos, but many of you are not members of IPOB. But do you know where things started going wrong? The moment these mad lunatics started jumping on social media here and there, making threats, unthinking idiots. Many of them have mental problems, but you'll figure out later that you have listened to mentally deranged people on discourse for so long, to the point that they have consciously, subconsciously managed to drag you into the bloody campaign that is so alien to IPOB. All they do is what? Using Nnamdi Kanu. And this is where it gets interesting. But people like us have never lost track of what is going on. We kept saying it. Don't play into their hands. There is nothing called unknown gunmen. If you see criminals who are also Igbos, and I mean, there are some of you who are living in denial. Maiyegun, don't let anybody, these people are DSS. The people that are killing and shooting people and doing all of these things, they are DSS, Maiyegun. They are Fulani Janjaweed DSS. I said, okay. You are living in denial, bro. Honestly speaking, you are living in denial. And I will continue to remind you that that is also called enablement. You are enabling these rogues. And maybe this is the time for you to begin to take a back track. Lunatics took over in the name of they will free Nnamdi Kanu. We have to free our leader. We must do everything. We must bring Nigeria down. On social media every night, every day, Abi. Politicians who have been waiting for that opportunity, who have been spending enough money to convince people that IPOB is potent to violence. With what Nigeria has done to them, with what Nigeria, how many of them they've killed or incarcerated without trial. It's enough for them to be killing people. We don't know why they have not started killing people. Many of these lunatics on social media with their cameras, they just helped pave way for that. Even when all the happenings are not logically sensible. How? We woke up one morning and they said Owerri prison was broken into. There's a jailbreak in Owerri. Unknown gunmen jailbreak. Oh boy. By 7 a.m., some of these idiots on social media, they are already celebrating. Yes, show them. You cannot try this in our land. That's why inflamed this. So we said, how come? If you say unknown gunmen, how come you are easily ascribing that to IPOB? How? And they said, who else will do it? So okay, let's put all of this into practice. In a practical way. Owerri prison is a federal prison, which means it's not even being controlled or managed by the state government. That means the federal government is in charge of it. Owerri prison is located about 5 minutes walk from the government house where the governor of the state lives with his family. Owerri prison is just about the same walk as well to the police headquarters in Imo State. And with the level of the security alert that they have put up, Buhari's government have put up in eastern Nigeria, Owerri prison is just about 15 minutes drive from the military post, the military barracks in Imo State. How come these unknown gunmen entered Owerri prison from 12 o'clock midnight? And they broke into the place. They did not kill any warden. They broke into the place with dynamite. They released all of the prisoners until 4 a.m. in the morning when they held a morning devotion where they sang and praised God, did all of that, all the prisoners. And everybody departed like it's a normal day in the place. There is no police response. There's no military response. There's no response. How is that even possible? Before evening, the truth came out. But guess what? When all of you are reading all of that, you see those who are bold enough, the Biafrans, the Igbos, who are bold enough to come on social media and say, IPOB is not responsible for this, so this is the handiwork of politicians. So guess those who were attacking them? Many of these faceless rogues, these faceless idiots on social media. Shut up your mouth. Your mama na Fulani. They are killing our people. You are talking about Owerri prison. That's not the only thing. We will destroy Nigeria. This lunatic with phones on social media, they didn't stop there. They started attacking their fellow Biafrans on social media. And listen to this. This is where you will know that it is not DSS. It is not a Fulani Janjaweed. It is not this. It is not that. All those nonsense that some of you are using to deviate, while you are also setting up the innocent people that the Nigeria wanted to burn, that Buhari already wanted to kill, with your inflammable statements and inflammable comment on social media. I know some of you don't care, but you have no idea what damages you are doing. But again, maybe my comment tonight will help you to understand the consequences that if you say you are free to do what you like, you must also be ready to take responsibilities for the consequences of your own your choice. It goes both ways. Okay, it's not going one. It's not a one-way traffic. Are you with me? These guys started threatening their fellow Biafrans. They will go into their private inbox. They will download their photos on social media, and they will put up stories, lies, simply because this person said or disagrees with the violence tendencies of these faceless idiots on social media, these nameless criminals on social media, who have now used this trap of Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS detention, right? We must bring out our leader. If you disagree with them, they will call you a sabo. If you tell them that this is not good, don't let us do this, don't let us do that, they will say you are enemy. You are the ones who sold their leader. Now, they didn't stop there. They were threatening people and their families. They will go to people's, and many of the people who actually support IPOB. These are responsible people. These are not thugs. I'm talking about people, professionals from over 147 countries all over the world. They couldn't all be thugs. These are people who felt like the Biafrans have the right to have that conversation of if they still want to be part of Nigeria or not. These are people who put up and put out their faces, their everything. But you see all this sudden day lover of Nnamdi Kanu, this sudden day lover of our leader. Our leader is in detention. All of you are enjoying. Why should anybody be enjoying? Our leader is in all these rogues on social media who actually contribute to nothing that will get Nnamdi Kanu out of that place. They have made enemies of everyone. They have called people names. And they didn't stop there. That's the point. They didn't stop there. They will go into people's social media profiles because they disagree with them, yeah? They will now print their pictures. They will now write stories. Now, it has now gotten to a stage whereby shebi na una get life. This jobless criminals on social media who glorifies unknown gunmen. I mean, they have pages. Look at the contrast, though. From the IPOB that is so strategic enough that is now that was sitting with different world reps from different countries who are listening to your delegates, your representatives about what is going on in Nigeria, what they are doing to you, taking record and all of that. The same from that same IPOB to these rogues you see on social media today. They will now write stories about your family. They have the capacity to even track down your family as a Biafran. You are abroad, Abi. They will track down your village because you disagree with them, or you condemn unknown gunmen, or you tell them to slow it down. They make enemy of everyone. Now, they are also helping you to ignore the obvious. Remember, I told you, everybody want to get Nnamdi Kanu out. One of them is even asking me now. Like I told you, they are a bunch of faceless lunatics. Some of them have convinced some of you because of the emotional attachment you have to this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Many of us are like that. But many of us did not let these lunatics to manipulate us, to use our emotion, to subconsciously drag us into a narrative that is completely alien to the same IPOB that you probably supported and funded for years until now. They all want to get Nnamdi Kanu out. That's easier for you to follow them and listen to them, is that not? You can sit down there and listen to them for hours, even though you can listen to them for weeks. And they will continue to give you excuses why our leader is not out. And they will come back again to deny and tell you that, oh, no, we are not the violent this and that. Oh. Of course, they are not IPOB. But one way or the other, these rogues have managed to drag IPOB name into this mud. And it is your job to separate them. I got one just a while ago, before these killings in eastern Nigeria now escalated to this point. A group came out and they had a leader. They were everywhere. Among those being celebrated on social media by this these lunatics, I call them. I'll continue to use that lunatic for this faceless social media, terrorists who have raised enough money on social media as well to fund these little criminals back there. But the real backers who give them the guns are the politicians that are telling you to focus on IPOB. But what happened to this guy who came out and threatened, because this is the first time somebody in my lifetime is going to make a public threat, but he didn't make the threat in the name of IPOB. How come the media in Nigeria continue to ignore this guy and his group and the calamities happening in Igbo land today, to the point that their propaganda machine quickly jumped at it and said the UK has now designated IPOB as a terrorist organization, which is not true. But what UK government did is this: we have characters who are either encouraging this violence, funding this violence, or in fact carrying out this violence. They have their names, they have their faces, and they said, no near us for visa or this and that. The same asylum that Nnamdi Kanu told the UK, we don't need asylum, we need Biafra. Remember that. But where is this guy? Orji or something. And why are you not talking about him? Why are you not talking about this group, this deadly group?
All Biafrans stay serving in the occupying Nigerian armed forces to the camp with immediate effect. And if interested, join us in the noble cause of defending the people and territories of Biafra. I am stating clearly that the proposed governorship election in the 4th Anambra State, listen very well. People of Anambra, listen very well. I am stating clearly that the proposed governorship election in the 4th Anambra State shall never hold. As I am a man, as the Biafran Armed Forces, as the Biafran Army, Biafran Navy, Biafran Air Force, including the Biafran detectives, as we are prepared to stop it, I am stating clearly that the proposed governorship election in the 4th Anambra State shall never hold, as we are prepared to stop it. As we are prepared to stop it. As we, the BNG, has prepared to stop it. In case if you come outside to vote, consider yourself. That's all. That is the standard. I am specifically demanding for the shutdown of every mosque. I am specifically demanding for the shutdown of every mosque and eviction of every Hausa Fulani indigenes till further notice. I am specifically demanding for the shutdown of every mosque and eviction of every Hausa Fulani indigenes till further notice. The anti-police force, the anti-court police force detention facility located at Eluguku must release every detained persons and shut down immediately, or else I will visit them with a wrath that the world can never stop imagining. It's a promise. I promise. These innocent men and women unjustly imprisoned for exercising the right to self-determination includes Mrs. Onyekachi Orji, Miss Okwudiri Basi, Uche Idikigbo, Michael Okezie, Uchenna Nicholas, Peter Igbokwe, Ikechukwu Agara, Chima Aso, and Chinwike Ironde. Others are Sebastian Amade, Kashmir Odakara, Ojemba Anyanwu, Eni Kalu, Ndubisi Okam, Ikechukwu Chikwem, Emmanuel Oji, Chukwuma Kalu, Chidebere Chikwem, and Madabuchi Aseka, including Maze, Nnamdi Kanu, and Benjamin Onwuka, including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Benjamin Onwuka. All these people mentioned must be released with immediate effect. With immediate effect, or else Anambra will be a no-go area tomorrow. Whosoever dares to come out, do that at his or her own risk. Be warned. Therefore, every occupying Nigerian police station, army barracks, Air Force base, and Navy ports are hereby ordered to be shut down with immediate effect, as failure to adhere shall be met stiffly. Also, I am calling for the release of all Biafrans in all prisons, police stations, and other detention facilities controlled by the occupying Nigerian government. I repeat, I am calling for the release of every Biafrans in all prisons, in all police stations, and other detention facilities controlled by the occupying Nigerian government. I shall no longer keep silent, whereas injustice and atrocities are unabatedly committed against indigenous Biafran, while the so-called political elites look on unconcerned. The First Union by the British colonizers has gained. The First Union by the British colonizers has gained indigenous Biafran nothing but acts of discrimination and injustice. And this must come to an ultimate end.
Do you get what I mean earlier? She normally, you as a Biafran, would you follow somebody like that as your leader? Would you? Now, let me make something clear to some of those who probably are going to be watching me for the first time, right? And the reason why they call me Maiyegun. Maiyegun is somebody you can describe as he will come to make the world peaceful or settled. And injustice will never make the world peaceful or settled. Therefore, to me, an injustice to one is an injustice to all. Injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. I have managed, right, to educate myself so well enough that I don't usually see everyone as Christians, this, Muslims, this or that. I don't treat one as that. And what I figured out is this as well. In what is called today's Nigeria, now one thing drag all of us together, don't forget, okay, that we are forced together as a country. That is why you found the Yorubas, Igbos, Hausas, Fulanis, Ijos, Ishek, and everybody in there. So whether you have an issue with Yoruba or you have issue with Igbo, on this platform, I managed to make people understand one thing. That we may have our differences, of course we do. But don't ever forget that with what Nigeria has become, it has become a turn-by-turn Nigeria Limited. And if they finish with some and you keep quiet, when it gets to your turn, they will keep quiet as well. So it is not about whether you want to trust Yoruba or you don't want to trust Yoruba. Whether you trust the Igbos or you don't trust the Igbos. But do you respect something that we have in common? And that is a forceful union that they said we will never discuss. So let me tell you something now. When the time comes for the indigenous people of Nigeria to discuss if they want to leave Nigeria or they don't want to leave Nigeria, Igbos will decide Igbo's fate. Yorubas will decide Yoruba's fate. Every ethnic nationality in that place, what? They will decide their fate. So it doesn't matter whether you like a Yoruba man or you don't like an Igbo man. I know some of you are still very much ingrained with this mentality. But some of us have already passed that. But some of you will never pass that stage. Okay? I was reading a comment where one of them said, we can't trust the Yorubas. Look at the roles they play in the Civil War, 19 this and that. Now, it is the poor education that will possibly make the likes of people like that, especially if you are an Igbo, who kind of feel like we need your trust, or you need our trust. Well, let me put it this way, that we need your trust to get a Yoruba nation. We don't. Or you need our trust to get a Biafra. No, you don't. What you need is called mutual cooperation, which simply means we respect everyone's boundary. We respect everyone's differences. But we can still work together to achieve a common goal for the benefit of our people. That is something that takes somebody who is educated to reason. A bigot, a bigot will always come back with the rhetoric. We can't trust the Yorubas. Be careful of the Yorubas. You are just as daft as those who are like you. Nobody needs your trust. Yorubas don't need Igbo's trust. Igbos don't need Yoruba's trust. Hausa don't need Yoruba trust. Yoruba don't need any Fulani's trust. But what you need is called a mutual cooperation, a mutual understanding. Why are we here? Because we are forced together as a country against our wish, against our will. So don't see yourself as anything so special because you are Igbo. You are not special. Don't see yourself as so special because you are Yoruba. You are not special. Especially when it comes to this now. You know what I mean? Yorubas will decide Yoruba's future. Are you with me? The Igbiras will decide the Igbiras' future. The conversation around referendum cut across all ethnic nationalities. And the effort to make them understand why it is so important that we all come together, reason them, or else we perish. So don't come here and start talking about Yorubas, Igbos can't trust you. Who cares? Do you really think we actually that care? That you trust Yoruba or you don't? But do you respect Yoruba? If you don't trust us and you don't respect us, fine. Don't do anything with people you don't like. Or you will respect us. Oh man, you will respect Yorubas. Just same way, Yorubas, they will respect the Igbos. Everyone will respect one another. When we get to that stage, that means we are getting to that part where we say, yes, so go our way or no go our way, but now so we go do our more. So don't brag about this nonsense about this or that. I'm trying to address some of you faceless idiots who have played into the hands of the rogues. Who will fight them? They are say that one, that weary that I just shown you now. Is that weary somebody you are proud to call your leader as a Biafran? Now, when they say somebody who said they should shut prison, they should shut market, they should shut this, they should shut that, Nigerian government this and that, and they put his laptop in the front with one fake bazooka, be waiting with that one, and you feel offended. Are you offended? Are you? Are you offended? Because the guy is doing your job, Abi. Now, if you agree with that, then why are you denying that these criminals are burning police stations? They are killing policemen, and you turn around and say, "No, it's not the Fulani Janjaweed." Are you that daft? Do you really think everybody is that daft? Or do you really think everybody is following these lunatics? These mad people who have cameras, who have this all over the social media, who are telling you that spirit tell them this, spirit tell them that, tomorrow spirit tell them this. Is there one spirit who is? Are you that daft? So we present facts, something that can help you to probably come out of that conundrum. It is to help you. I don't care if you like me or not. Who cares if you like me or not? Who really actually cares? Every effort of some of you who have now brought it to the point that you are now connecting the crimes of the criminals that we know. I just show you one of them's face now. You have seen them. Are you still denying? That those who are there, who are going to people, people are drinking in a drinking joint. These criminals went there and they opened fire on them. Is that not terrorism? Then you have pages on social media posting these stories, glamorizing them. Unknown gunmen send 13 people to Baba God today. There's a particular page on Facebook. When you go under there, you will see all of these faceless lunatics. Go and read my comment now. They are there probably commenting. They will soon tell you that Fulani Janjaweed don't pay Maiyegun. The people, Maiyegun is one of those who sold our leader. Bunch of lunatics. And some of you are listening to them. Unfortunately, you are listening to them. And then the news came and they said, everybody identified with the crime or escalating or encouraging crimes in Igbo land, they will be tried for their crimes. Why should you be offended? Because they are killing your enemies, Abi. Oh, they are killing them. Kill them. But what you are not telling yourselves is that when you tell them, kill them, kill them. When the Nigerian soldiers who always wanted to kill the innocent people anyway, when they see that, they've just killed INEC official. They killed INEC official. Oh, they just killed two soldiers. They beheaded 2 soldiers. It must be IPOB. You idiot on social media, glamorizing them. Then calling everybody who tried to caution you. You are calling them Sabo. You are calling them this. You are calling them that. You are calling them enemies because you are so daft that you have allowed lunatics to manipulate your subconscious mind. And some of you are completely lost today. You don't even know what is going on anymore. You don't. Yes, that's what happens when you allow lunatics to brainwash you to accept what was never part of you. And then you turn you around and start abusing people, attacking people. Oh yeah, all of you. One way they even came and he said, Maiyegun, you need to watch your mouth about Biafra or else we will stop people following you. That is the problem. Education. It may be so uncomfortable for you. But do you really think if all these lunatics who are now arrogating violence, threats, intimidation, online, offline, on just anybody who says, well, you can't do it this way. It's not all right this way. Why don't you guys, you know what I mean? Shut up your mouth. You are not talking about how people are being killed. So they say, but look at these ones too. This is not done by soldiers. This is not done by police. This is done by these ragtag criminals. Let's talk about them too. Because what they are doing is exactly what Nigeria wanted, so that they can tell the rest of the world and say, stop eating Biafrans. We told you. They are just pretending that they are not violent. They are just waiting. Look at them now. Look at what they are doing. Are you not thinking at all? And that is why it's so important we do this. Are you with me? So the rogues, the terrorists who are there being funded by some of you are abroad, and some of you are, mostly the politicians in Nigeria. Are you with me? You must be bold enough to call them out. Okay? Don't be everybody where they tell you the truth. Be sabo. Some of your actions are further frustrating the release of Nnamdi Kanu. None of you can break Nnamdi Kanu out of prison. Do you understand that? You can't. Unfortunately, you can't. So what then is that thing you say you are doing to bring your leader out? And so one idiot asked me, Maiyegun, what are you doing to help they have locked our leader up? I was like, oh, I have educated millions of people better to understand what is going on and how much of their own persistence and continued advocacy for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is helping. But most importantly, his legal team will do the job. You can't do anything. You just brag and brag and brag on social media. Then you do what? You use your mouth to validate criminals that are already being given guns by your own politicians. And when they go out and commit a crime, then you open the door for the terrorists to come in. What do? They walk straight in to the women, the children, start burning properties and start killing innocent people. And the rest of that. I'm not justifying it. I'm just telling some of you idiots to be responsible for your different ignorance comments as well. So UK did not ban IPOB because UK knows what is going on in Nigeria. What UK said is this, that IPOB is prescribed by the government of Nigeria. So in their own case now, they are no longer going to to give a legal protection to anyone identified as an IPOB member that has been fingered to either have incited violence or encouraged it or participated in violence against other people in Biafra land. So it's so straightforward. Those who are in Nigeria, in Biafra land, genuine Biafrans, all they want is not asylum. They don't want asylum. They don't want visa. They want Biafra genuinely because they believe they will do better if they are on their own. But you see some of you who suddenly became a superstar, be waiting you be on social media, and then you have done so much incitement, encouraging these unknown killers, criminals that you actually know. Some of you have contact with them. In the name of trying to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Now you have something to look out for now. If you are in the UK, right? Many IPOB members in the UK that I know that publicly comes out every now and then to give what do you call it? To ask the UK government to get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of that place, and then at the same time hold Nigeria responsible for all the killings of the Biafrans right now, as they are covering up. They come out every now and then, peaceful people, responsible people, people who have, you know what I mean. So nobody incited violence in this UK, from UK, that won't get a visit. If you don't believe me, ask Adeyinka Grandiot. Adeyinka Grandiot was allowed to run his mouth for so long. He was enjoying the momentum. We will use chemical bomb. We will do this. We will bomb the national exchange, the Nigeria exchange. We will bomb Apapa Wharf. We will do this and that, blah, 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 blah. They allowed him to run his mouth until he became direct, just like many of you are. He became direct, and he was what? He was targeting the Igbos for what they call, an incitement to kill Igbo, destroy their businesses, kill Fulani, destroy their businesses. He became so direct that it was obvious that he wasn't really promoting Yoruba Nation. He wasn't promoting Oduduwa Republic. It was pure, hateful, a bigot hiding behind free speech to incite violence. And I told you, you see people who won't do something, that's what I have figured out too. On many occasions, some of these faceless morons, they have come on Maiyegun's diary Politico. Maiyegun, you see all this, that one cannot resolve it. We need to mobilize and get guns and get. I said, listen, your emotion is running riot here. I understand that Nigeria can push you to that edge. But if you want to be sensible enough, if you want to be smart enough, you will know that even if you have the capacity to stage a surprise, which I believe many of us do, even if you have the capacity to stage a surprise, would you just go and put on a camera and say, hey, my people, on the 10th of May, we must show that we are the powerful. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why don't you just do it on the 10th of May? Do it and shock us and surprise us. And people are like, wow, what's this? But now everybody won't get attention today. Now everybody be human rights fighter. Now everybody be freedom fighter. Now everybody go sleep, wake up, and say, today I won't just tell everybody this is what we're going to do. And some of you don't know that some of them have mental problems. As long as they turn on the camera and they start telling you, people will won't do something no supposed to, you know. I mean, I remember when Nnamdi Kanu said, we need to protect the Igbo land. He was talking about that. These Fulani Janjaweed from the Futajalon, they are coming. They are this and that. They are doing this. We need to protect our people. They said, you see, in our mouth. But he didn't come out and say, I'm going to raise 1 million army. I am going to invade the Fulani Caliphate. I'm going, making out. No, he didn't do that. He didn't come out and then start saying, we already have this. No. He said, we are going to start an Eastern Security Network. Baba, 3 days after that, they just released a video of tens of thousands of people who have, who were in the camp, ESN camp, volunteering to be part of the local security in Igbo land set up by Nnamdi Kanu. Or more. He didn't put all that logistics together in 48 hours. He's been doing and working on it possibly for months. When he realized that, boy, this is not mature, I will tell people about ESN. This one will go say, I suggest ESN. I'm actually going to show them that we have Eastern Security volunteers. And that's what happened. But some of you have been making mouth since last year when they took when they kidnapped them as Nnamdi Kanu. By this time next month, if they don't release our leader, we will do this blah 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 nonsense. And then they jump on my platform. Maiyegun, you see, you need to tell your people to get ready to go and get gun. Now me go buy the gun for them. And if they have to get gun, I have to come here and speed the one to say, oh yeah, let us you idiot. You want to play into the hand of rogues? Go ahead. But do it on your own. Just know that they all have the consequences because everybody is now freedom fighters. I'm fighting for freedom. I'm fighting for Biafra. I'm fighting for our fatherland. Which fatherland are you fighting for inside your room there? In Ukraine, I'll be where you there. Fighting for my fatherland. We must defend our land. From where? The people who really care to defend the land, they are putting their life on the line, and all of you are jeopardizing that, setting them up. Some of you will carry camera going after ESN when they are doing their thing. Who are you trying to impress? You want to show the whole world that ESN can shoot cows. Do you really know what that means to the rest of the world? Do you really think about that? We don't care. We don't care. Look at the Ambazonians. Ambazonians are, see, listen. The Yoruba nation that I am a part of and encouraging all the Yorubas to take as their advocacy. We never have anything to do with any Ambazonia. They say they want to do 1 million man march in somewhere. Bunch of jokers. 1 million man march here and there and there. You know what I mean? They have turned southern Cameroon to guerrilla warfare. The people who are the leaders of the movement in Cameroon, they escaped to Nigeria when Cameroon wanted to grab them, yeah? And when they got to Nigeria, Buhari's government apprehended them and returned them back to Cameroon. They have been in jail in Cameroon for the past 3-4 years. So, are you with me? The one joker is parading himself as their new leader, inciting the same violence as you have seen, right? Many of their videos, you can't really share them. We have all these lunatics who want same thing to happen in Igbo land. Meanwhile, they don't even have the resources to make that happen, other than their camera phones and whatever they are dishing out there. And some of you are ignorantly, emotionally, subconsciously, you are listening to them. And today, many of you have invested emotionally into all this nonsense. So it's going to be difficult. Look at me very well. Some of them will tell me, Maiyegun, leave this IPOB alone because I'm talking about you, Wiri. Abi? Talking about you, Wiri, that are hiding under the name of we are fighting for our leader. We are fighting for our leader. The Yoruba nation that I'm part of, right? Is never going to have anything to do with Ambazo, whatever. Okay? There will be no, gunmen in Yoruba land taxing people, threatening people. Yeah, there will be no idea of some lunatics on social media, yeah, declaring sit at home from their own base abroad and whatever it is. I am not going to be like that because, you know, some of you are investing emotionally into this nonsense and you are not paying attention to the consequences of that. You may be far away from home, the way the world works, it will always catch up with you in a way. So I'm not going to be part of that nonsense where you just, who are you trying to impress? We just kill some soldier today to show who? To show who that you are what? My friend, Maiyegun, don't you see how the soldier, the policemen are killing our people and all of that? They just burn down the police to impress who? And then you have a rogue like that parading himself and say, I give you this order, I give you that order. Give who order? It's up to you. Like I said, many of you have invested emotionally into all these guys, and it's going to take a while for you to actually recover from that. But it's your business. It's none of my own business. Okay? So we decided that to win against a system that has been so rigged and the people have been so psychologically conditioned for decades, is going to take more than just a social media broadcast. It's going to take more than this. It's going to take you down to the people themselves and make them want it. And then don't let all these criminals and all of them, don't play into their hands when you have made so much gains, right? And they say, we have to force what? Some of you are not even so smart to know that even if you fight a war, Maiyegun, this is war. Yeah, we need to be prepared. Prepare for who? On the one hand, you want to be prepared to fight the Fulani terrorists, which is legit self-defense, Abi. Nigeria has finished. Maiyegun, we need to get Yorubas ready to break Nigeria and declare what? Are you high? Of course, many of you are actually high, by the way. We need to get gun. We need to get weapon. Get weapon from where? You talk nonsense on social media, and you're so proud about your nonsense. And even if you have the capacity, now somebody will come here and tell you, say, we don't get support from Russia. Some of you are so dumb as well, right? That you are so proud in your age, at your own age. You are asking Facebook broadcasters. Imagine asking me, Maiyegun, to go and work with other people to go and make sure Yoruba connect with Russia. What kind of drug are you people exposed to? You have been emotionally destroyed that you allow lunatics, crazy people on social media to keep manipulating your mind? Maiyegun should go and link Yoruba to Russia. Maiyegun, you need to go and link up to Israel. Oh yeah, some of you just pretend. Let's ignore them, Jerry. Let's just ignore them. They, Maiyegun, they know is right. You will see one lunatic suggesting nonsense, yeah? Another way we say is right. Maiyegun is right. Who is right? Social media turn many of you into what you have. What you are not. Okay, fine. I may be sounding kind of brash. Maiyegun, you don't need all of. I do. I told you, I said I want to talk about all of you faceless lunatics who have messed up this whole advocacy, messed the whole campaign up. You've messed things up. You've used social media to mess things up. You are so irresponsible that you don't even want to take responsibility. Grandstanding, doubling down. Everybody's your enemy. This one is Sabo, that one is enemy. Because you are in a different world. There's so much to consider. If you are talking about having a country, come on. Even if you fight a war, you are still going to put people together, delegates, who are still going to meet other people you are fighting war with to decide if they still have the quality of peace. You are still going to sit down on the round table. But social media make all of you feel like We should start tomorrow. Maiyegun, we should. What is wrong with you? Start what tomorrow? Eh? Oh, hello, Russia. My name is Maiyegun. Yeah, Maiyegun General. Yeah, I am the leader of a Yoruba nation and this. So I'm thinking that can you supply us some fighter jets and then some AK-47? You ship them through Benin, through Benin border. Yeah, Russia. Yeah. Then you give us some. Are you guys all right? Do you actually think? Maiyegun, that's not what we mean. There's so many ways we can bring what and fight who. It's a two-way thing. Oh, let's defend our land. Let's defend ourselves. That's so very straightforward. How you do that, you don't even have to make it public. And when you do that, you don't even have to broadcast it. And I'm so happy that all of those who are now involved, doing their little with the little resources they have, providing intel, security in Yoruba land. They are not taking camera everywhere to show everybody, say, hey, look what we are. No, who are you trying to impress? Then on the other hand, we must fight Nigeria. Say you waiting that they call for this Igbo, this new drug. They said that they are giving young people in Eastern Nigeria today. Tell me, what is that called again? Or something? I don't know. You want to fight Nigeria? Wait till you the smoke. Eh? And I'm not saying that you can't fight too. It is called guerrilla warfare. Nobody wins. God bless you. Oh man, I need to learn Igbo, man. I have to learn Igbo, man. Tramadol. There are some things that are logical. There are some things that are not. That is why I support the sit at home. You know, I told you, I said, I support the sit at home because it's so peaceful. But when you see rogues, attacking people who choose not to sit at home, and you glorify them, and you condemn their victims, Baba, you be madman. Forget. You are a madman. If you go on social media, and you justify those rogues who say, because some people say they don't sit at home, they attack them, or this and that. You justify that. You decrease. Nigeria must go down. Of course. Buhari is doing that already. Have you not noticed? Maybe you are not paying attention. Buhari is doing that already successfully. He is breaking Nigeria apart. All you have to do is to make sure that the people that are going to be running away from that one Nigeria, they have a sanctuary in you. Do you now see why we want Biafra? Do you see why we want Biafra? All of you that we are telling we want Biafra, do you see why now? It's not when some of you faceless, jobless rogues on social media glorify violence. And when you glorify the violence, you give the cover to Nigeria to continue to perpetuate what they are perpetuating, and innocent people are paying the price. That's the point, too. Now you are free to abuse me. Are you with me? Yeah, you are free to abuse me now. Call me names. Let out the emotion. Do all of that. But when you sleep tonight, some of what I've just told you are going to ring bells in your goddamn head. You won't be able to deny it. A bloodless revolutionary of the mind is what we want. I have sat here many nights to explain to my friends and then everybody all over the world that participating in their fraudulent charade called election is not in your interest. It is not in my interest. It is not in anybody's interest. And you should never validate that for them. And at the same time, I have been encouraging my own Yoruba nation advocates that, listen, Those who abuse you today, those who attack you today because of Yoruba nation, those who mock you today, when Nigeria happened to them, they will be looking for a place to hibernate, to recover. Why don't you get yourselves ready to welcome them? Because when they come back with their BLLB, they don't want to join those who are threatening them. They don't want to join the characters who are intimidating them or giving them ultimatum. I won't feel comfortable if some ragtag rogues on social media tell me that I have to do this, I have to do that. I won't feel comfortable, trust me. And that is why I said from the start, me, I be libertarian, or they call me libertarian. Somebody will be say, a own philosophy is live and let live. Live and let live means I have my rights, you have yours. Now where your rights stop, now there my own start. If our right cross our path, now fight it go be. Someone will try respect our boundaries, and then it will be fine. That is me. I'll feel comfortable with everyone, and then at the same time, I'll feel uncomfortable with every injustice. And I told people that I said, that Maiyegun is talking about Nnamdi Kanu, talking about Biafra. Listen to me, oh. It's not just because, let me put it this way. It's not primarily because I love Biafra that much. Oh, I love you more than yourselves. Oh, I care for you so much. Come on, come off it. Don't let us delude ourselves. I got interest in the Biafra issue when I started noticing the recent, the recent injustice from the system against them. Then I took interest where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would actually share the historical injustice, the present injustice. And I started feeling like, on my way to me and Maiyegun, all my own ideology, all my own thing, and every other belief is that Yorubas should not be part of this arranged Nigeria as we see. So in my own mind, at some point, I felt like, the reason why Yoruba is still part of this contraption, and the reason why Yorubas are getting a bad deal from this contraption is because the worst of the Yoruba land is representing the good in Yoruba land. So maybe if the Yoruba people understands this, and they manage to delegitimize, to illegitimize these rogues, take the power away from them, and hone the power, that we then renegotiate their existence in Nigeria, political solution. So I believe that at the time, until I got to know that whatever is happening to the Biafrans is happening to the Yorubas, is happening to the Igedes, the Idomas, is happening to the Middle Beltans, is happening to the Fulani, the real Fulani in Nigeria themselves, is happening to the Hausas, is happening to everyone, and it is a dog-eat-dog situation. So whatever Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for, all of us should be fighting for it, because when they are done with them, they will come for us too. It is turn by turn. And the reason why I get interest in Biafra Bidato, because normally I don't get right to vote when you will decide your fate. You know, I'm not going to have any right. I won't have any, any right to be part of those who are going to write your law, your edict, and all of you in your new country. I am just going to be a guest, like many of us who are not Biafrans. Okay? The reason why I shown interest in yours is because I knew then that what they were doing to you, they have been doing it to so many other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, but they didn't know. They didn't know. Some of them ignorantly felt like they are safer with Nigeria. Of course, they joined Nigeria to kill 5 million Biafrans. Of course, out of their ignorance, they did. But they are still suffering with the same marginalization that the Biafrans are trying to reject. So when they are done with them, they will come for us, didn't they? Didn't they come for us? No be after then they attack Nnamdi Kanu, I kill Biafrans. No be after then they came for Oluye Sunday Igboho. Wasn't after that. Wasn't after that they started picking our own people for saying they are Yoruba, they support Yoruba nation. Is that not happening before our eyes? I saw that about 6 years ago, when I used to be the lone voice speaking about the injustice against the Biafrans, the IPOB. Don't listen to this Yoruba man, no. You want to use IPOB to make name. Are you mad? Maiyegun use IPOB to make name. Now so your madness reach. I've gotten my name. Before I started talking about IPOB. You just need to check. And some of you may not even know this, yeah? This same Maiyegun's Diary Politico that you are on all platform, normally should be a Yoruba platform. Do you know that? I don't know why I just got so used to just, but I do know now because I wanted the whole world to hear my message about what is going on. Indeed. I've made my name before some of you even dreamed of joining IPOB or even taking IPOB serious. I used to be the lone voice then. Don't listen to this Maiyegun. Don't listen to this. We cannot trust Yoruba. This you the craze. We need your trust. I was doing it because I knew studying the pattern. It's not hard to tell. They will come for you too, because it's a matter of time before many other indigenous people in Nigeria and you and your tribe and all of you there, before you will realize that what the Biafrans are fighting for, now all of them are supposed to fight for them. Trust me. But you will get to that stage. More Yorubas know better now than they knew 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Do you know that? More Yorubas know now. You will see Yoruba defending this Biafra, defending Nnamdi Kanu. These are the Yorubas that will never lift a limb. 5 years ago. They will join them and say, crucify him. He deserves it. But more people are now saying, no, this doesn't make any sense. No, this is not fair. No, this is not right. Yorubas, including Hausas, including some Fulanis too, on this platform, on this Maiyegun's Diary Politico. I have them here. That's why I told you. If your mentality continues to tell you to hate Yoruba, hate Igbo, hate this, hate that, you are still as daft as something I can't describe. Because on this platform, I've made it clear to you that what you have in Nigeria is class war. You are either here or you are there. Trust me, you can't be in the middle. So it's up to you. The criminals who are there, they are not seeing themselves as Christians, Muslims, or what have you, Yorubas, Igbos, or Hausas. They don't. You know that. But some of you dafties want to strangulate yourselves because you want to prove that Yoruba is better than Igbo. Igbo is better than Fulani. Fulani is better. You know what is wrong with you? Matured people, 70 years old men, jump on social media, you let lunatics mislead you, and then you completely lost the track of what is practical, what is real. Started living an illusion. We must, you are in Titani. No be today. Sure, you get me now. But you will go to bed tonight. You will remember tonight. Yes, you will remember tonight. Call them out when you see them. All these tribe baiters, they bait you. I've been busy on this same street. Adeyinka Grandiot and his crew. They came after me and they said, see this Maiyegun supporting Igbo, supporting Biafrans. He's not a real Yoruba. He can never be a real Yoruba. A real Yoruba can never defend. Nobody on this same street, they tell me, say, my papa, Abin and my mama be Igbo. Then I can't move. I can't say, hey, oh boy, what's the happen? Oh? Then you, some of you idiots, because you are Biafrans. I love Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra is my life. Anybody that say anything, Loshi, which Biafra is your life? You idiot. If Biafra is your life, you will never, ever do anything to jeopardize what somebody else has built for years. Do you actually know what that means? Biafra is your life. Don't trust this Maiyegun. I cannot trust this Yoruba man. Who needs your trust, Weary? I don't need the trust. I mean, I don't even know you. Do I? Just take the message. If you change your life, take them. If you not change your life, about continue the way you are. In Yoruba land, we have those who say, or at least just don't procreate. Yeah, be what they call them. Or go try and start giving birth to children. Don't start reproducing your type in this world. That's why Maiyegun is talking. Nobody cares about whether you trust Yoruba or you don't trust Igbo. Many people are beyond that now. The issue is beyond that now. There's something called mutual respect. None of us begged to be part of Nigeria. Remember that. No, Out of all the 250 ethnic nationalities you have in Nigeria, no single one of them begged to be forced together and be part of Nigeria. So don't try to make yourself so different and all of that. Now, all of us, they share in the madness. So you have to respect one another if you want to get out of the mess. If you don't care, of course, go to hell. There are those who care, and they will do the right thing, by the way. They will do the right thing. Don't join them. Don't share broadcasts that glorify criminals. Don't join them. Don't share broadcasts that blackmail people. Some of them, when they run out of content, they will start attacking individuals, attacking personalities, attacking people. They are actually accusing people. That's why I said that most of them are mad people. And some of you are listening to mad people on social media. And then you figure out that since you have been listening to this mad man or mad woman on this Biafra struggle, the youth himself, I don't even understand again. Yes, you wasted your time listening to lunatics. It is time for you to start comparing what is practicable, what is not. They kept Nnamdi Kanu away for a reason. It must be brought out. And when he's out, all these criminals will disappear. They were never bold enough to come out before, were they? They were never bold enough. They said Nnamdi Kanu, they talk. Nnamdi Kanu, they talk. But were you threatened ever in Igbo land? This is a new one. They were spending billions of your money in America, paying lobbyists to get the American Congress to say IPOB is a terrorist organization. Then some ways are on social media celebrating unknown gunmen, celebrating this and that. And you are going there commenting, thank God, unknown gunmen. I warned you months ago. But the way the world works, right? Don't think you are you're so safe wherever you are. Because your incitement is not helping. It is only making things worse. Well, I call on some of you who have been on that voyage here and there. Those criminals who are killing people in Igbo land, they are not unknown. They are known. But they are not IPOB or ESN. I just shown you one video. But before I go, I'm going to leave you with this orgy again because Stockholm Syndrome is real. That's one thing about Nigeria that some people love to deny. Say you as a Biafran, can you beat your chest and say, this person is your leader?
All Biafrans stay serving in the occupying Nigerian armed forces to decamp with immediate effect. And if interested, join us in the noble cause of defending the people and territories of Biafra. I am stating clearly that the proposed governorship election in the 4th Anambra State, listen very well. People of Anambra, listen very well. I am stating clearly that the proposed governorship election in the 4th Anambra State shall never hold. As I am a man, as the Biafran Armed Forces, as the Biafran Army, Biafran Navy, Biafran Air Force, including the Biafran detectives, as we are prepared to stop it, I am stating clearly that the proposed governorship election in the 4th Anambra State shall never hold, as we are prepared to stop it. As we are prepared to stop it. As we, the BNG, has prepared to stop it. In case if you come outside to vote, consider yourself. That's all. That is the standard. I am specifically demanding for the shutdown of every mosque. I am specifically demanding for the shutdown of every mosque as a vision of every Hausa Fulani indigenes till further notice. I am specifically demanding for the shutdown of every mosque and a vision of every Hausa Fulani indigenes till further notice. The anti-police force, the anti-court police force detention facility located at Enugu must release every detained persons and shut down immediately, or else I will visit them with a wrath that the world can never stop imagining. It's a promise, I promise. These innocent men and women unjustly imprisoned for exercise the right to
fucking psycho. So if you're not proud of somebody like that, so why are you going about telling people that unknown government this, unknown government that, when you actually know those behind that? You out them. You tell your people that these are the criminals. These are those who are now giving the content to the roguish, murderous Nigerian regime to walk into any part of Biafra land and massacre innocent people, burn their properties down, only for the general country to what? Once their media manipulates that, only for the country to justify it. They say it's Nnamdi Kanu that caused it. So Nnamdi Kanu that they locked up for months now, almost a year, is the one who is now giving them the guns or giving them this or that. So if you see all these guys on social media that are pretty much spreading all this nonsense, I'm so happy. You know, sometimes when I talk like this, I'm also sending a message to you who happen to be my friends on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, right? So when you call in or you participate on my program, right, don't always feel like you can call in and tell me we need to get guns, we need to get this or that, and all those mouths that some of you actually make. You need to talk intelligently when you call on my program or you participate on any of my platform. Because those that will defend the land, they don't need any kind of a big mouth on social media or big this or that on social media. And I don't need you to come here to come and tell me what to say to people in that regard. Okay? So I'm actually going to adopt that from now on. You make serious mouths. Biafra Air Force, Biafra Navy, Biafra Defense, Biafra this and that. Where are they? These are thugs they give guns to. Politicians. Biafra Air Force, Biafra Intelligence. Say, are those ones working for that thug? They're that criminal? And then one idiot said, Maiyegun, don't call him a criminal. He's fighting for Biafra. Orieti Daru. Is that not what we have been talking since? He's fighting for, is your leader, Abi? Or Matoba or no? Because a demand for self-determination or referendum is not a call for war. And if you say that, you don't turn around and then say you are preparing to come and fight war. War with who? War with your phone. Abi war with what? Bunch of lunatics on social media. So boo me dada, abuse me, do all of that. Unfollow self so that we can keep this space tidy enough. I want to send people to listen to the message, digest them, and reason. I don't want lunatics just to make up the number. So they lots of running, go and tell yourselves. Be like, say, Maiyegun no be place where you go to do next, Maiyegun is not a platform that is going to, appeal to your fantasy. Men, we will mobilize men here. We will do this and that. And then you are on social media. Say, Maiyegun, well done. Man, this Maiyegun a warrior. Maiyegun warrior. Maiyegun white lion. Maiyegun tiger. All this nonsense that you give yourselves on social media. Please. They are not my things. And at this point, maybe you will begin to help yourselves out. We want decent people to participate in the conversation for self-determination. We want to sit in a gathering whereby people feel safe to discuss what is really, really the reasons behind this. We don't want thugs with guns displaying on our screens, sending fear to us, threatening us that if we don't agree with them, they are going to deal with us because they will consider us as enemy. I don't want such ideas around me. And you can go to hell if you don't feel comfortable with that. This is not your platform. I love to work with people who actually make things happen, who don't make noise. And the reason why I continue to say that is because we need to attract real people into the struggle. Real people, when I say, and let those who can protect us do the job without us having to become CNN for it and all of that nonsense, chasing clout on social media, thinking this issue of self-determination and all of that is actually it's a joke to them. They will sleep and wake up and they'll start ranting on social media about what they will do. We'll do this. We'll deal with them. We'll deal with you. Bunch of morons that ordinary your location and all of that. When they pick you up, you become dumb. Like Adeyinka Grandiot. When they picked him up, he started speaking normally. Now, you know what I mean? So stop all that nonsense. And let's get real people interested in the conversation. We want real people. This is a life and death situation. People are dying, for goodness sake. And some of you think that it is time for you to chase a cloud. I don't blame them. I blame those who listen to you. So don't listen to me. I don't want lunatics to join my platform to make me feel like I'm actually so big. Yeah, go on. Yeah, Maiyegun tell them. So thank you very much. I won't take calls tonight. I will probably take my calls tomorrow. I may even throw open a People's Parliament. Then on Sunday, I'll do my Sunday sermon as well, where, give it to them again. Your damages is showing up, and whether you like it or not, it is also coming to an end as well. I can't wait for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release, because he is the only one who can put an end to this madness. His release will expose a lot. Yeah. And as I was told, they said that some of them will actually prefer that he dies in there. He won't die there. IPOB won't be proscribed as a terrorist organization. All of you terrorists hiding under the name of IPOB on social media and off social media, you will be tracked, you'll be found, and you'll be punished for your crimes. You get what I mean now? So let's stop at that. I'll see you some other time. Guys, thank you very much for your time tonight, okay? I'll see you again. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ̀ bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.